Hello, everyone. Welcome to Trades Talk. This is your most industrial stream on a Tuesday night with me, your host, Pop. And on this stream, we take a look at industry, how things are going out there in heavy industry, whether there's strikes going on or whether things are being shut down or whether facilities are being built. We'll take a look at that from an industrial point of view. And then we'll look through some articles about shortage of skilled trades. And then, after that, it's everyone's favorite time, and that will be picture time. Everyone loves picture time. But before I get to all that, I want to say welcome to you, David Glenn. Good to see ya. And Godzillionaire. Hey, we didn't even have to say anything about hydrogen cells before you showed up. And Veritax. What's up, Veritax? You're here bright and early. Take your advice at least once a year, if not twice a year. Review what you have and clear space. That is a good suggestion, Veritax. Take a look at stuff that you have. If it's been around for a long time and you've never used it, maybe it's time to donate it, give it away to somebody, sell it, something like that, to someone else who could use it. You spent several weekends over the last 6 weeks getting things accumulated over 20 years of marriage donated, and in some cases thrown into a 20-ton dumpster, which you did fill pretty full. Wow, that's a big dumpster. Whew. Your eldest and you tackled some of the kitchen stuff on Friday and filled 6 black contractor bags and 2 more from a room basement. I don't know where the stuff came from. Yeah, it's a cleansing, as it were. Before myself and my wife moved to our new house, we did the same thing. We went through things and it was like, what's this? I don't know. Where's it from? Do we ever use this? No. Donate. Okay. This. What is it? I don't know. Garbage. Okay. Throw it in the garbage. So we did a bunch of that, and yeah, it felt very good afterwards. Just do a cleaning. And it helps you, helps tidy things up, make things a little neater around the house, too. Yes, and I saw David had posted something on Twitter. I'm not calling it X, all right? It's Twitter. It's been Twitter for 20 years. He posted that he had a dumpster and he's throwing stuff in it, too. And I'm like, yeah, fill her up. So right on. Good to hear. All right, guys, let's get to it. Let's have a look at the news out there, courtesy of Plant Magazine. What do we got here? Blackline Safety expands quality assurance program. Okay. Blackline Safety Corp, provider of connected safety technology, has announced a major expansion of its quality assurance program. As part of the expansion, the company says it increased its QA team, upgraded its inspection equipment, and boosted in-lab testing of its entire product line. Headquartered in Canada with offices in UK, France, US, and UAE, Blackline manufactures connected safety wearables and area gas monitors that provide live monitoring, automatic incident alerts, and location-based insights. Okay. When most people think of safety technology, they think about the moment it matters, a gas leak detected, an SOS alert triggered, or a worker protected. But our team is focused on everything that leads up to that moment because protection starts on the bench, in the lab, and on the line, said Blair Svoboda, Director of Quality Assurance at Blackline Safety, in a press statement on August 13th. According to Blackline, the expansion of the company's QA program, which is conducted at the company's manufacturing facility, builds on Blackline's investment of $2 million in surface mount technology and advanced inspection tools. Reportedly, automated equipment tests product reliability, dock insertions, button presses, etc., and ensures the devices are able to withstand water immersion, extreme temperatures, and dust penetration, which could potentially damage internal components. All of our quality assurance testing is done in true-to-life simulated environments, just steps from the manufacturing floor to enable us to react in real time as needed. A process that just can't be achieved when manufacturing is done elsewhere, Svoboda said. He explained that Blackline's global team of 35 quality assurance specialists runs a 68-point quality test on every single safety device before it ships. From testing radios, sensors, and alarms to conducting connectivity checks across cellular and satellite networks. Every test and check in our QA process comes down to one simple question: will this device keep someone safe when it counts? So we're about to emphasize that Blackline quality assurance isn't about ticking boxes. It's about protecting professionals like the lone worker in a remote oil field, the firefighter charging into danger, or the technician maintaining a power grid in a storm. All right. I mean, that's always good. You want to get your quality assurance. You don't want to... You can get a very bad name very fast by not having a good quality assurance team at your facility. So if these guys specialize in making that stuff, they better have a good team. Otherwise, people will drop your stuff like in no time. If they discover your stuff is garbage, they'll just be like, nope, not using it. Hey, what's up, Human Blaze the Cat? How you doing? Been a while, eh? Good to see ya. What else we got here? Ontario government launches program to help sectors impacted by tariffs. Canadian auto parts makers say they've steered around the worst of tariff headwinds. Really? So they haven't managed to do that, have they? Surprising. You think they found some loopholes? Canadian auto parts companies say the current North American trade agreement is helping them manage headwinds from south of the border, even a tariff disruptions intensified over the past months. Sorry you're late. That's okay. Yeah, hey, no sweat. I'm just glad you showed up. It's okay if you're late. With recent earnings reports from Martinrea International and Linamar Corp, both firms highlighted compliance with the Canada-US-Mexico agreement as a source of shelter from the harsh tariffs imposed by the United States. Despite the myriad of tariffs put in place over the past several months, Linamar can continue to have minimal bottom line impact. We have some impact in a few areas, but not at a material level, Linda Hasenfratz, Linamar's executive vice chair, said on an earnings call. She highlighted a few reasons the company has been able to mitigate tariffs. For products produced in Canada and Mexico, our products are USMCA compliant for virtually everything we ship into the US. Meaning no tariffs. And I knew that was going to come into play a big factor in things for companies. If you're part of that US, Mexico, Canada agreement, you shouldn't be affected by it. Did you see Volkswagen locking out the top end of their Speed HP for their EV unless you pay a $20 monthly fee on that? You did not see that? What a bunch of scumbags. But wasn't Mercedes doing that too? I heard something about Mercedes, like you got to pay an extra fee or something if you want to have more horsepower. If I was people that owned Volkswagen, I'd be like, up yours. I'd trade it in and I'd get a different vehicle that doesn't do that. What a bunch of greedy scumbags. That's just greed, plain and simple. There's no need for it. They're punishing you for owning an EV. You know what? I'm back to gas engines then. Screw those guys. Up yours, Volkswagen. That's what I have to say about that. Mercedes want to make everything subscription only. I thought I had heard something about that. That goes the same with Mercedes. Up yours, Mercedes. I hope you lose lots of business for trying to do that to people. Because once I buy a car, that's my car. I own it. I pay for it. It's my car. I want to have to pay extra to the same company that built it. Where were we here? Oh, Hasenfratz also highlighted a strategy of producing products in the same continent as its customers while not chasing low-cost labor around the world. In contrast, she said making products in Europe or Asia and shipping them into the United States would trigger tariffs. She also said fewer U.S. plants means fewer tariffs. I would note that our U.S. footprint is reasonably small at just 10 of 75 plants globally, meaning tariffs on any imported product from a supply chain perspective is not material to our overall business performance. Martinrea also said its tariff impact is manageable. Recall that USMCA-compliant auto parts are exempt from Section 232 auto tariffs, which is a positive for us as well as our industry. This is a very good thing, said Chief Executive Pat Duramo on an earnings call. We do have some tariff exposure on some products that we get from Tier 2 suppliers and from parts affected by steel and aluminum tariffs, so there is some tariff impact in our results. Robert Wildeboer, Martin Rea's executive chairman of the board, said the company is anticipating next year to be fairly solid, although it would depend on how the North American economy performs in the coming months. The tariff bite has not been nearly as bad as the tariff bark, he said. And that's what I've been saying along too. It's like a lot of yapping it up, but I think it's not as bad. Hey, what's up, Tanker? How you doing? Just going over a bit of news here. Someone should start an open source auto company and make nothing but 1953 Willys Jeeps. Open source auto company would be quite incredible there, David. Yeah. That's something to think about, but I agree. Once these guys have control over your vehicles and all that, saying you should subscribe, and we're not going to unlock your full potential of the car. I mean, it's either that or you look for a hacker, somebody that can hack in. Have I heard about the Roblox news? Tanker, I don't pay attention to Roblox, actually. So I haven't heard anything. I also don't really pay attention to the news. Godzilla, you just want a 1968 Camaro, but with AC? Good choice. Real good choice. I want a 1958 Edsel. I'll take that one, but not with the push-button transmission, because they're prone to failure. Let's get through this article here. Going forward, Hasenfratz said she has concerns about the impact tariffs on automaker customers. The cost to our customers, as we've seen, are in the billions. I do have some concern about the potential impact of vehicle pricing and therefore demand longer term, she said. Martin Rea reported a drop in profit during the second quarter. The Toronto-based company said it made a profit of $38 million during the second quarter, down from $40 million during the same quarter last year. Martin Rea maintained its outlook for the year, expecting its sales to be between $4.8 billion and $5.1 billion, and free cash flow between $125 million and $175 million, despite the company expecting lower sales in the second half of the year compared with the first half. Okay, they're still making billions in sales, so don't feel too sorry for these guys. The auto parts supplier said its total sales for the quarter came in at $1.27 billion compared with $1.3 billion a year earlier. Once again, they're making billions in sales. Don't feel bad for these guys. Linamar reported net earnings of $126 million during the second quarter, down from $174 a year earlier. The Guelph, Ontario-based auto parts manufacturer said its sales totaled $2.6 billion during the quarter, down from $2.8 billion during the same period last year. Yeah, they're fine. Yeah, David, those poor executives. Oh. Carney and Ford shift focus to what we can control amid U.S. trade uncertainty. I don't know if I want to read about these numbskulls. CanDo Energy renews 10-year agreement with Bruce Power. That and CanDo is nuclear power. Where's our resident nuclear guy? DJ Ronnie G, where are you? CanDo Energy Incorporated, an Atkins-Realis company, has renewed its 10-year master services agreement with Bruce Power, the operator of 8 CanDo reactors in its Tiverton nuclear station, which reportedly supplies Ontario with 30% of its power. According to a press statement, the MSA runs until 2035 and, subject to future Bruce Power contracting awards, could cover additional scopes of work for Atkins-Realis, valued up to $1 billion. This long-term collaboration replaces the previous MSA signed in 2015, which was set to expire at the end of the year. So it's another 10-year contract. According to the company, the renewed MSA was developed collaboratively with Bruce Power and spans CanDo Energy's full range of capabilities for future work packages, not included in the original equipment not included in its existing life extension contracts through the Shoreline Power Group joint venture. This includes original equipment manufacturer services and innovation scopes that support the ongoing health and maintenance of the Bruce Power Station, such as reactor core engineering, tooling and robotics parts, supply, nuclear safety and licensing, project management and controls, outages, reactor programs, and life cycle management. And there's our guy now. What's up, DJ Ronnie G? Hey, man. I just mentioned, I was talking about CANDU reactors, and I thought, you know what? DJ needs to be here. Needs to step up and like he always is for the nuclear stuff. This is a homegrown partnership that aligns closely with Bruce Power's Canadian at our core strategy that secures good jobs, strengthens the economy, and builds on Ontario's position as a world leader in the production of clean energy and cancer-fighting medical isotopes. I take umbrage with that. Cancer-fighting medical isotopes? Isn't the isotopes cause cancer? I don't know. Isotopes, radiation. Anyway. These types of long-term frameworks recognize that our nuclear industry is successful when we plan for the long term with rigor and certainty, leading to high levels of safety, quality, schedule, and cost performance. Yeah, just dispose of your nuclear waste in a legal manner, and try to not pollute the earth with your toxic waste. Aris is here. I didn't see Aris. I didn't see him. He usually pops in and says it like a few times on different platforms, but I didn't see him yet. America needs a can-do attitude. Oh, you believe the isotopes are engineered to be precisely applied. They might be might be preferable to chemo. Chemo seems terrible because it kills good and bad cells with impunity. Yes. I've heard that's what it is too. It's like people don't die from chemo. They die because of what the chemo does to them, their immune system and such. And then weakens the immune system. Yes, there you go. Exactly, DJ. Yep. I was thinking as well, I had heard that high frequency vibration can be, attuned to the cancer cells. And then it would take those out just by using high frequency vibration. Aris, hey man, there you are. We were asking about you earlier. Wondering if you were here. That kills the microbiome. Okay. There you go. Good stuff, David. You know. Yeah, I shouldn't really speak too much about it. I don't know much about fighting cancer and all that. Anyways, let's finish this up here. As OEM of CANDU Technology, our nuclear sector has a strong reactor support capability in addition to our new build and life extension offering, said Joe Saint-Julien, President, Nuclear AtkinsRéalis. This makes us a trusted vendor to utilities worldwide for ongoing engineering, outage and field services, and spare parts support to be installed CANDU's fleet. As Canada focuses on how to unlock economic growth through infrastructure mega projects, we are privileged to support Bruce Power and its investment in the country's only domestically designed and owned nuclear power technology, one that relies on approximately 89,000 jobs nationwide. Whew, that's a lot of jobs. Yeah, or a distinction without a different. It doesn't kill you. It ruining your organs kill you. Yes, yeah, exactly. Check out the video about the Therac machine sometime. It was used in Canadian hospitals in the 80s. It was controlled through a VT100 terminal, DEC mini computer. DEC? Digital equipment? Nice. David, you'll fight any cancer that wants to get in the ring with me? Atom boy. And if the operator entered the commands too quick and hit run, the radio lens would still be moving into position. So it would zap a person with gamma rays instead of Oy! Thereby creating a worse tumor or new ones, or outright cooking tissue. Ugh. That's terrible. This looks interesting. Rochelle partners with Swedish steelmaker to produce ballistic-grade steel in Canada. Turtle power, yeah. Canadian armored vehicle manufacturer Rochelle has signed a strategic partnership agreement with Swedish steel producer Swebor to produce ballistic-grade steel in Canada. In a press statement, Rochelle said that the partnership will leverage Swedish expertise and Canadian natural resources and production capacity to address a significant production gap in terms of strategic industrial capability, sovereignty, and national defense readiness. Rochelle says the new facility will create skilled jobs, introduce advanced manufacturing technology, and provide economic benefits to Canada's industrial sector. Although other forms of steel manufacturing exist in Canada, this project will be the first fully dedicated to ballistic-grade production. According to Rochelle, intellectual property for the new facility will be jointly held by Rochelle and Swebor, ensuring shared innovation and long-term collaboration. We are delighted to be bringing advanced manufacturing in Canada. We will leverage Canadian mined ore and our domestic steel production to produce ballistic steel, said Roman Shimonov, CEO of Rochelle. This is an excellent new collaboration between Sweden and Canada. We are keen to advance bilateral cooperation, such as this project, added Hans Bergman, chairman of the board of Swebor. Okay, so if they're going to make it here, that's good. That means a new facility is going to be built, which means more jobs. Nice. That's what I like to see. Well, I see more jobs here. More manufacturing here, more jobs here. Same for you guys in the US. More manufacturing there, more jobs there. Start taking all those companies out of China and all those third world countries and bring them here, back here again, and start building stuff here. And that's it for Plant Magazine this time around. A couple of interesting stories. But let's get along to the articles here. This is from the Business Examiner. Trades building the future of British Columbia. British Columbia is that next province over on the west coast, Pacific Ocean there, for those that don't know. The construction trades remain one of the cornerstones of British Columbia's economy, shaping the skyline of cities, supporting major infrastructure projects, and creating thousands of skilled jobs across the province. From residential home building to large-scale industrial facilities, the sector's health is directly tied to the pace of economic growth and the demand for housing and infrastructure. Today, the trades in BC stand at a crossroads where strong demand collides with labor shortages, rising costs, and pressures of a rapidly changing marketplace. David, you've been thinking of opening up your own sweatshop? Oh, yeah. Remember, chain them to the desk so they can't leave. BC's construction trades are at a defining point. On one hand, the sector is buoyed by extraordinary demand driven by population growth, housing needs, and record public infrastructure spending. On the other hand, it is constrained by a limited workforce, rising costs, and the need to adapt to rapidly advancing technologies and sustainability requirements. I really wish they would tell us what these rapidly advancing technologies are. I mean, if you're going to go put an anchor in some concrete, it's the same drill that you used 40 years ago to drill into the concrete. It's that same technology. And you still, when you put the anchor in, you still hammer it in with the same hammer you could use 50 years ago. So, please explain to me what these advancing technologies are. And change the fire exits, because that never goes wrong. Yeah. Exactly. The decisions made by industry leaders, policymakers, and educators over the next few years will determine whether BC can keep pace with its construction demands. Encouraging more young people, women, and underrepresented groups into trades will be critical. Expanding training capacity, improving apprenticeship pathways, and embracing innovation will also be essential steps. Also paying well. They have to pay well. Having lived in that province, I know that they do not pay well. You will not get as much money as if you worked in Alberta, for example. It's just because of the population So the more people you have there, the more people that are going to be looking for a job same as you. The less the businesses will have to pay. They'll be like, oh, well, if you don't want to work for this much, somebody else will. Well, that's one of the things. For businesses and investors, the message is clear. The construction trades in BC are both an economic engine and a pressure point. Navigating the sector requires strategic adaptation, but those who succeed will help shape the future of a province that continues to build, grow, and transform. What's up, Fabric Folds? How you doing, man? Been a while. We missed you last week. I'm pretty sure you were probably out busy. Probably doing some emergency veterinary things, I'm sure. The advanced technology is just PVC pipe with a cutesy DEI name. Yep, it is. You know it. Good to see you back there, Fabric. Well, I see there's quite a few of you on right now. Please do me a favor. Hit that like button if you could. YouTube's screwing around. They're not giving me... if somebody watches something with view to get a view, they're not counting it. So you have to have engagement in order for the view to count, which I think is idiotic. If somebody watches something, they watch it. So just help a fella out, please. We were watching Northern Perspective last night when Pierre called in. I did not, Fabric. Good old Pierre Polivier called in. He was doing a by-election today, I think, to try to win a seat so he can get back to the House of Commons. Because I think he lost his seat. At least that's what they're saying on the radio. Despite this demand, the industry is straining under the weight of skilled labor shortage. Industry groups estimate that over 60,000 construction workers will retire in BC over the next decade. Replacing them will require aggressive recruitment, training, and retention strategies. Apprenticeship enrollment has improved, but completion rates remain a concern, leaving gaps in specialized areas such as electrical, plumbing, and heavy equipment operation. Compounding the problem, many young workers are gravitating towards technology or service sector careers, viewing trades as less attractive despite the high wages and stability they can offer. This goes counter to what we've been told in other articles, right, guys? It's like I thought they were going to the trades because they don't want to be in the service sector. Like, something's not right here. Oh, it was yesterday and he won. Ah, nice. Fabric, you're keeping up on it better than I am. Alex Moore, hey, you forgot there's a stream. You're listening to a book. Hey, that's fine. Glad to see you here. Something in Crowfoot, it was called. Yeah, somewhere down in Calgary area, I think. Somewhere around there. Anyway, so he can go back to the House of Commons now. The shortage has significant implications for business. General contractors and developers are reporting project delays, higher bids from subcontractors, and an overall increase in project risks. For investors, these constraints often translate into rising costs and extended timelines. Construction is a heavyweight in British Columbia's economy. According to recent estimates, the industry employs more than 230,000 British Columbians, representing roughly 10% of the provincial workforce. The sector contributes billions annually to GDP, making it one of the largest employers outside of healthcare and education. Activity spans every corner of the province, from Metro Vancouver's high-density residential towers to resource-based projects in northern BC, to the transportation and infrastructure upgrades underway across the Lower Mainland and Vancouver Island. Population growth and ongoing urbanization continue to fuel demand for new housing, while public investments in schools, hospitals, and transit are adding another layer of work for tradespeople. For companies operating in BC's construction market, the shortage of skilled labor is not just an HR issue, it's a business risk. Costs for both labor and materials have climbed sharply in recent years, squeezing margins and making project financing more complex. Businesses are also facing increased competition for qualified tradesmen, forcing them to adjust compensation packages and invest more heavily in training. Yes. Don't forget, businesses, this is your fault for being so short-sighted. Don't come crying because you didn't. You swear you didn't see this coming. You just weren't listening. You weren't watching. Some firms are turning to prefabrication and modular construction to manage labor pressures by shifting certain tasks to controlled environments. They reduce the number of workers needed on site and shorten project schedules. Others are investing in digital project management systems to streamline operations and minimize inefficiencies. From an investment perspective, the construction trades represent both a challenge and an opportunity. The demand for skilled labor means that those who can attract and retain workers will be positioned to lead the market. At the same time, companies that adapt to technological change and embrace new construction methods may find themselves more competitive in a tightening landscape. Housing remains one of the strongest drivers of construction activity in BC. The province faces a chronic shortage of homes, compounded by population growth from both immigration and interprovincial migration. Honestly, I don't think a lot of people are migrating to BC. I think they're coming to Alberta instead. Especially in the Lower Mainland, that place is packed. You're trying to pack a lot of people into a small area because there's the ocean on the west, there's the border on the south with the United States, so you can't build further that way. You go north, and those are mountains there. It's hard to build there. The only way you can go is out east, and it's just getting to be like one giant block, a giant megacity. Have you seen any of them articles about manufacturing job shortages in the U.S.? The numbers are insane. Yeah, Godzillionaire. It's I do tend to have a couple articles sometimes from the States, and the shortage of it's just crazy. CEO of Amazon came out and said companies should not be laying off their junior employees and replacing them with AI, saying that if nobody learns the tech, what do you do 30 years from? Yeah, exactly, Veritax. Don't do that. Don't lay off people and replace them with AI. You're just shooting yourself in the foot. David, you want to move to Flin Flon? Manitoba? You want to be up there where the polar bears are? Pretty sure that's what Flin Flon is famous for. Or is that Churchill? I think that's Churchill, Manitoba. Still, Flin Flon. You could head up there. Problem is that they're closed down local sawmills and ship the wood to Vietnam to cut and ship it back. These MBAs should go to sewage reclamation because their degree ain't shit. Yes, I agree. 100% Fabric. At the same time, infrastructure projects are expanding. Major undertakings such as Broadway subway extension, Site C hydroelectric dam, and hospital redevelopments across the province are keeping demand for skilled trades in historic highs. The private sector is also investing heavily in commercial real estate and industrial facilities, particularly warehousing and logistics hubs tied to BC's role as Canada's Pacific gateway. Fabric, you're missing the point. It's all about short-term gains to the stock price. Sell, change jobs, rinse, repeat. Unfortunately, Godzillionaire's got a point there. Yep. So, yeah, the companies, they have themselves to blame. Short-sightedness, being cheap. They're the ones to blame if they don't have enough skilled tradesmen to do the jobs that they need. At my job, right now, since I started, so it's almost been 4 years for me. Since I started, we've already gone through like 4 plant managers. Can you believe it? Gone through 4 plant managers, and it's like we don't even need one anymore. The plant just runs itself. The operators know what to do. I know what to repair. It's just you need that management. But man, we are just having the worst luck with plant managers. You saw something about the U.S. being down jobs. You don't know if that's the last month or last quarter. Generational restructuring as boomers retire. Yep. So boomers are retiring, Veritax. They're at that age. Next up is Gen Xers, which is myself. Anybody born from between 1965 and 1980 is Gen X. So we're going to be looking at retirement. And I'm hoping they bring on an apprentice for me to train up so I can just kind of quietly fade away. When your father worked for IBM, they spent a lot of money and time training him for the position they were looking to fill. Oh. Without a plant manager, who will tell you about long-term vision, synergy, and what to be laser-focused? Yes. Honestly, Godzillionaire, I'm almost like an island there. I rarely get talked to by anybody in management. I just go about my day doing my work orders, my preventative maintenance, stuff like that, keeping the plant running. And as long as things aren't breaking down, I tell anybody that'll listen, any management person, I'm like, if the plant's running, I must be doing my job. It's not broken down. Shipping number overseas to be processed and shaped is a recipe for getting bad bugs. Okay. Yeah. The best plant manager is a farmer. Ah, there you go, Fabric. You putting the cover sheet on your TPS? Yes, but how are your KPIs? How are those doing? This next article, blue-collar jobs are gaining popularity as AI threatens office work. This is going to be a big problem. I have a bad feeling the next generation is going to be a bunch of morons because they have AI doing everything for them. Hey, AI, write my term paper for me. Hey, AI, do this. Hey, AI, do this. Get ready, guys. There's going to be a generation of friggin' morons coming up here. They're not going to know how to talk to anybody or interact. They're not going to know how to write. I bet you they're not going to know how to read. They're probably going to barely know how to speak. This is terrible. At least I think so. Mark this down on the calendar. I'm saying this is no good. We're going to have a generation of morons coming. Looks dang robots. Yeah. Yeah. Grok, tighten that flange for me. Yeah. David, exactly. Idiocracy. Yep. I've been seeing a lot of clips on YouTube from that show. And it's just, I don't know if I could watch it. I think my head would hurt too much. I've never seen the movie, but from what little I've seen, it's just like, no, I can't take it. It would be painful. Remember that little Jap girl they hired as a vet in Teton? She quit and started an OnlyFans. They'd better get some more vets hired before I retire. Oh, no way. That's what happened, Fabric? That's crazy. But you can just point and laugh because in 10 years, she's going to be washed up. All these OF girls, they're like, oh, yeah, look at how much money I'm making. Yeah, 10 years, you're going to be washed up, and the next one will come along, and you'll just be used goods on the side. That's all you're going to be. Zoomers at work can barely sign their signatures. Oh, no, Alex. Idiocracy scared you because there was always your doomsday scenario. To see it put so bluntly was jarring. I have to absolutely watch it. It's amazing. Oh, I know. Yeah, I'll have to just grit my teeth and watch it. Fabric from Vet Teton to Vet Titan. Anyways, let's see what this has to say. Geoffrey Hinton's message on a recent podcast about artificial intelligence was simple. Train to be a plumber. Hinton, a Nobel Prize-winning computer scientist often called the godfather of AI, said in June what people have now been saying for years. Jobs that include manual labor and expertise are the least vulnerable to modern technology than some other career paths, many of which have generally been considered more respected and more lucrative. I think plumbers are less at risk, Hinton said. Someone like a legal assistant or a paralegal, they're not going to be needed for very long. Even with the dramatic rise of AI and the evolution of advanced robotics, technologists and tradesmen are touting skilled trades as offering more long-term job security for workers who can do what computers can't. Last month, Microsoft revealed a list of jobs that could be endangered as AI advances. Guy's a jerk. He goes around saying AI should be regulated because it's dangerous. Really? Is that what he says, DJ? Huh. So people say, must Skynet use him as an authoritative source of concern? That's why you're back to working your ass off and pretty salty about it, waiting for Alberta to become independent so you can move there and become Minister of Silly Walks. And then you can hang out at the Beaver Hut. We'll go to the Beaver Hut together, Fabric, when you come up here. Electrician is where the big money is going to be at, just to keep the stupid AI servers powered. We'll buy you a nice house. That and instrumentation technician. I want to say that'll be a good one as well. You're dealing with low voltages and such, but also just all the instruments and such. It's more about regulating it in favor of the big players so that open source efforts are restricted. Probably. A lot of places don't like open source stuff because then it's like, oh, it's free. We can't sell it to people. Yeah, you still need electricians to work on the robots. Yeah, they'll have to know robotics and such like that. Yeah. And even pneumatics, if they're pneumatic-powered robots, because some are. You'll have hydraulic ones, because if you need the power that hydraulics provides, or if you want the speed, they'll be pneumatic-powered. You can also have, obviously, electric-powered. You'll have servos and all that kind of stuff. Or at least he's quoted people who say that. Yeah. That and HVAC, got to keep the... Yes, HVAC. I've always said HVAC is one to get into. Viewers on Streamboo. Get out of here. See you at the Beaver Hut. Yeah, you man. You betcha. First beer's on me. Occupations atop the list were interpreters, historians. I don't... See, I'm an amateur historian myself. And, I guess it's not my main job. But I don't think we should trust being a historian to AI. Customer service and sales reps, that's a stupid thing to trust AI to. And writers, some roles considered safe include manual jobs like roofers and rail and dredge operators, hazardous material removal workers, and painters. In the healthcare industry, phlebotomists and nursing assistants were also considered safe. Hey, ChatGP, where's your arm condom? There you go, Godzilla. You're there, yeah? Beaver Hut, Beaver Hut, Beaver Hut. Automation is a low threat to these jobs because it involves someone manually installing equipment, and many of those who do are getting close to retirement, said Tony Spagnoli, the Director of Testing and Education of North American Technician Excellence. The country's largest nonprofit organization for heating, ventilation, air conditioning, and refrigeration technicians. AI can't replace parts or make improvisational decisions. No, it cannot. The Bureau of Labor Statistics agrees. It projects that openings for jobs in a variety of trades will grow in the coming years. Particularly notable as entry-level job openings for college graduates stagnate. There's no shortage of hype around AI coming for jobs, and while the U.S. labor market has begun to sputter, hard evidence of AI-related job losses is scant. Even software engineers, seen as a particular risk thanks to AI's ability to generate computer code, seem relatively unscathed. But to many, it's just a matter of time before AI-related job shortages begin to hit hard. Yeah, so get a jump on it. If you're worried about AI taking your job, get a jump on it. DJ says AI can be a good tool for history, but mainly if the researcher is feeding documents into it. Okay. The model on its own will make stuff up or mix things up that sound good. You cannot resell open source stuff, but if you use open source stuff to build something else, a product or service that you can sell. Ah, there you go, Veritax. Thanks for the clarification. The company tried to automate your job, made it worse. It's glorious. It's like, take that. And while most people only ever used LLMs, large language models, and art generation models in scientific efforts, they write code to process large data sets. great example is using Python to decipher whale songs. Oh. There's no shortage of hype. No, I got that one already. But to many, it's a matter of time before AI-related job shortages begin to hit hard. Innovation related to artificial intelligence could displace 6 to 7% of U.S. workforce if AI is widely adopted, Goldman Sachs said in a blog post published Wednesday, while also noting that the impact could be transitory as people find other jobs. Whether or not AI does end up taking many jobs, the idea has been enough to push some people to reconsider their futures. The online platform Resume Builder last month released a survey of more than 1,400 Generation Z adults. Is Generation Z adult now? Are they at that age? To understand how economic pressures, rising education costs, and concerns with AI were shaping their career paths. Among the key findings were that 42% of those polled, many of them college graduates, were already working in or pursuing a blue-collar skilled trade job. Their top motivations include avoiding a student debt and reducing the risk of being replaced by AI. I think avoiding that student debt is a good idea. And can write code, but AI cannot do the kinds of software engineering that's necessary to balance different systems and modules all at one time. There'll be a large number of developers who then remain employed because they get airdropped in to fix AI-generated code. Ah, there you go. That sounds all right, Veritex. If you want a sad statistic, only around 20 to 22% of U.S. college students are in STEM fields. Oh no, do I dare ask what the other ones are? Is it fine arts degree? Is it gender studies? Are we in trouble, everybody? Are we in trouble? For Gen Zers without a degree, blue-collar work offered a path to financial stability without the burden of student loans, and Gen Z men, regardless of education level, were more likely than women to choose blue-collar careers. Yes. I've said on here before, women don't want to do trades jobs. They don't. The majority of them don't. Stop trying to force them to. More Gen Z college graduates are turning to trade careers, and for a good reason. Resume Builder's chief career advisor, Stacy Holler, wrote in a survey, many are concerned about AI replacing traditional white-collar roles, while trade jobs offer hands-on work that's difficult to automate. Additionally, many grads find their degrees don't lead to careers in their field, prompting them to explore more practical, in-demand alternatives. Yeah, that must be so disheartening. You go to college or university to get a degree, and you go out there and you're like, I can't get a job in this with my degree. There's none there. That just must be awful. You saw a billboard for a local esports college program. Esports. Oy. Yeah. It's not a sport. You're playing video games. It's not a sport. Every woman you know wants to spend 3 weeks on and 3 weeks off working on an offshore oil rig. What? Do they know what they're in for, David? Like, that's crazy. I know you make good money, but you are 3 weeks out in the middle of nowhere, and you can't go anywhere. It's crazy. AI strippers are such a disappointment. 305. I have 2 hands. Yeah. The good old Fabric. He knows where his priorities are. But AI could be coming for these jobs too. Advanced in mechanical automation from humanoid machines to task-specific robots combined with AI are making up ground on humans. Robotics is really coming up, said Andrew Reese, chief AI scientist at BetterUp, an online platform that in part uses AI-powered tools to support professional development. It'll start replacing entry-level jobs such as driving trucks and moving equipment, but it may take time to start figuring out the complex work. I don't want a robot behind the wheel. There's going to be weight, especially of a truck, a semi-truck. I don't want a robot driving it. I don't care how good they say it is. I would have a human person, please. Oh boy, just read that a university study says 88% of college students will lie about their political and other beliefs. It says that institutions signal they will punish other beliefs. What? So these college kids that were surveyed admitted they would lie in order to avoid social and other consequences. Yeah. Yeah, because it's not all about the learning now. It's all about the brainwashing at university and all that. They don't want you to think differently or think having a mind of your own. They don't want to teach you practical skills. They just want to indoctrinate you. Not like they work when they're in the office anyway. Yeah, right. But there's a big gap between improvements in robotics and a technology that can replace a human in the real world. Most AI is still trained primarily on text data, giving it little, if any, understanding of the real world, and the robots themselves still have a long way to go. It's a wide misconception that we are on the verge of having humanoid robots basically replace workers. In my mind, that's a myth, said Ken Goldberg, president of the Robot Learning Foundation of the University of California, Berkeley. Progress is being made at a slow pace. There's plenty of room for tradesmen to work along AI and robotics, leaving the more sensitive and challenging work for the people who have honed their skills for years. The automotive industry is leaning on new technology to diagnose problems with cars, but it doesn't expect robots to replace mechanics. Also, these problems with cars is caused by the engineers that make the cars. Look at how many recalls there are. Just because they were too cheap, they didn't want to have to pay to improve anything. They made a mistake and they just shut up about it. So anything they're like, oh, well, there's a problem with this car. Yeah, you are the guys that created it. You're the guys that built it and engineered it. You're the ones that made the problem with the car. So don't say that you're, oh yeah, AI is going to help. No, be better. They used to make cars. They could make them better, but they don't. They're cheap. It might eventually help diagnose a problem, but there will always be a need for testing and replacing auto parts, said Matt Shepanek, Vice President of Credential Testing at the National Institute of Automotive Service Excellence. You're still going to need someone to perform the physical action. Yes, you are. Gotta catch up here on the old chat. My day was all about the nookie. It still is. If they go to the oil rig, there aren't that many actual STEM fields, to be honest. Math, physics, engineering, geology, maybe geography. History is not really science, nor are foreign languages, nor are arts and music. You're not even sure if forestry is considered science today. Clarification: when you said there aren't many STEM fields, you meant majors in college. Okay. I saw those day in the life of an It Girly video. Yeah. Because most engineers do not nor work on the things they design. Yes, and I think they should be forced to. You design this, you work on it. You think it's such a good idea? Get out there and you do it. And then come back and see if you don't change your design. Do you really think the lack of reliability is an accident? It's a feature, not a bug. Yes. Yeah. ASE certs, your dad used to laugh at that, said it was laughably easy to get if you're halfway knew what you were doing. Yeah, I bet. Yeah. They aren't selling the oil rate to women correctly. Think of the beautiful suntan you can get outside in the sea air. You can smell the entire time. Yeah, that's right. They got to go with the better selling points. This is from NBC in Dallas-Fort Worth, so down in Texas, where it says it's 98 degrees right now. Across Texas, demand for skilled workers is growing fast, fueled by new construction technology and a booming population. And with an aging workforce retiring faster than new workers can fill those jobs, local school districts are stepping in to help close the gap. You're not a real engineer unless you've been cussed out by a mechanic or a machinist. That's how you get better. Yeah. Oh, sometimes, Godzilla, I tell you, have some choice words for some of those engineers. Most of the time, my my conversation with an engineer starts out with, "Hey, you want to come for a walk with me?" And then we go out and look at the thing that they're trying to do. And then I explain to them why they're doing it wrong. Or I try to, the trick is to get them to change their mind or make them think that they came up with the idea. Oh, you know what? We should be able to do something here. And then they'll come up with something to be like, yeah, good. Yeah, that's right. You work outside, but it doesn't smell like the sea? No way. Vanguard High School in Mesquite ISD. I don't know what ISD means. Something school district. Which opened 5 years ago, was built with the mission in mind to prepare students for high-demand careers right after graduation. It's a huge skills gap that we are having right now in the United States, said Clint Elser, principal of Vanguard High School, and the Career and Technical Education Director for Mesquite ISD. We're seeing kind of effects of that, where you have people retiring out of the skilled trades. It's 5 to 2. So for every 5 that leave, there's only 2 coming in. That creates a huge gap with that retirement and phasing out. Oh, independent school. Thank you, David. Thank you. I'm not, we don't use that terminology here, but thanks for the clarification. Imperial Star Destroyer. Okay, there. Settle down, DJ. Texas is leading the nation in construction and manufacturing growth. At the same time, new AI-powered data centers are being built at record speed across North Texas, requiring electricians, plumbers, HVAC technicians, and welders, jobs that industry leaders say are in short supply. There is so much manufacturing coming, especially in North Texas, that they don't have enough maintenance workers just to keep up with the demand. El Sasser said, "There's 149 data centers going up. Why are there so many data centers going up? What is the problem? What's going on down there, Texas? Why do you have 149 data centers being built?" It takes skilled laborers to get that up and running. Electrical, plumbing, HVAC for welders. They're looking at 330,000 that they need. The shipping industry is huge, and construction. That doesn't make any sense. That sentence doesn't make there's a period and it says the shipping industry is huge and construction. That's not a complete sentence. Whoever wrote this, learn grammar proper. Speak proper, please. Elsasser says Vanguard is designed to give students a head start in careers that need those workers. We have 15 different programs that students come over that they can. Once again, that's a terrible sentence. We have 15 different programs that they can get industry-based certification, he said. I tell all our freshmen when they walk in, my job is to get you a job. You like DJ's answer? All of my engineers are in the retention pond. It's why he always uses the small pump. Shh. Quiet, Fabric. Don't let everybody know. Supposedly there's a big data center being built somewhere in Arizona. Okay. From day one, I can be prepping a kid for a future job, for a future education, said Vanguard engineering teacher Ricky Broussard, reflecting on his recent graduates. You can see the excitement in his face that for the first time in his life he was faced with being an adult. But now he suddenly had the tools to be an adult. He could financially start looking forward to taking care of himself and maybe giving even back a little bit to his family that helped him out. This article was written by AI, you guys. I swear it is. It's just, it seems like it to me. He said that more of his students are weighing alternatives to a traditional 4-year university. They're having to make those choices much faster and a much more accelerated path. They're having to make those choices much faster and a much more accelerated path. See? This is awful. That isn't even a proper sentence. We have more and more of our middle-income, low-income kids where the traditional university is just a little too far outside their reach, he said. They're going to be making... I swear, this is I'm not making this up, guys. Like, look at this one right here. They're going to be making a living wage. They're going to be able to buy a house faster. They're going to be able to buy better cars. They're going to be able to have a family and experience the American dream, which seems to be kind of fading as it gets harder and harder for families to survive. You know why? And you guys will love the answer. A buddy of mine lives near Austin, and they built so many AI centers that they have to ask the residents to shower less. AI plans to kill us with oh no! Data centers should be built underwater or above the Arctic Circle for cooling purposes. Yeah, just leave the doors open. Local schools can't turn them out fast enough. They're not putting enough people into the programs that have actual needs. You hope it was written by AI, not some dope with 120K in college debt for journalism. It is. This is shit writing. You're right. It is. To be or not to be? That is the... I see what you did there, Godzilla. I freaking love watching Tubi. This is Dallas. You're surprised the grad of that district? Ooh, picking on the people from Dallas now. You also want to make somebody from Texas really angry? Just tell them there's more cattle in Alberta than all of Texas put together. That'll make them really angry. One of the students is Landon King, who graduated from Vanguard this past spring with a focus in robotics engineering. He immediately landed his first job at Plastipack, a manufacturing company in Garland. I didn't have the money to go to college, so this job gave me the opportunity, King said. I finally found something that inspired me and made me want to be better. Through a partnership with Dallas College, he can still complete his first 2 years of college free of charge while working full-time in his profession. You got to bounce? All right, David. Thanks for coming out, man. Great hanging out with you. Hope to see you again soon. Through a partnership with Dallas College, he completed his first 2 years for free and no charge while working on his full-time his profession. They really prepared me for my future and gave me the opportunity to do great things, he said. Vanguard also holds a large career fair every year for the students to network with future employers. 5 years into the new campus, Elliser said Vanguard's first graduating classes are only the beginning of a larger shift in education. What can we do with education to really change what we're going to give these students the opportunities that they need? Said Elliser, we're looking at those clear pipelines, getting business involved, getting secondaries and colleges involved in the whole process. Other districts include Dallas ISD, Fort Worth ISD, have similar career training programs. Community colleges also have the robust career and technical course programs like Tarrant County College, Dallas College, Collin College, North Central Texas College, Trinity Valley Community College. It's a trend that could help shape the future workforce in Texas, starting in the classroom. We want a pipeline from the time they come into their education here all the way through getting a job. I think we're just on the cusp of seeing something really explode for our students. Well, hopefully. Wrong packs in for that powder. Dallas needs to be more ethnic. Yeah, I don't know, Godzilla. To be honest, data center would be a room with power and AC input, a place to mount a rack, put a few switches and a few servers, and they call that a data center. Okay. You're on top of your stuff there, Veritax. I really don't know much about data centers at all. Not every data center is like a Microsoft Azure or like a Rackspace Cloud or a Google Cloud. Some are just running a few servers for somebody. Okay. That is it. You're changing your official title to Cattle Maintenance Specialist. After reading this article, maybe we don't need as many STEM. Maybe we need a few people who actually know how to write English and in Canada French as well. Oh. Yo, what's up, Jacob? How you doing, man? Good to see ya. You've just made it in time for picture time. It's picture time. I'm all done our articles here. What I am not done, though, is getting ready for picture time. Look up Fort Worth. They're at risk for being taken over by the state because their scores are so bad. Oh, wow. He's a moo rat. They moo right. All right, fellas. First of all, you can check out my new background I got. This is from a show called Hokkaido Gals Are Super Adorable. And as you can see by the picture, it speaks for itself. They are super adorable. The beaver hut might become a data center. Plenty of racks. I got it. All right. Okay, so the title of the stream was Jack It Up. Well, here we go. All right, so when you get told that your engine hoist doesn't lift anymore, you got to do something about it. I need a bouncy waifu bumper for picture time. You know what? I should work on something like that. I got to come up with something. Is she a data center? Could be. Jacob, you're eating peanuts right now. Hey, enjoy. So here's our engine hoist, and there is the problem. It's this guy, the ram, or jack, if you refer to it as that. There it is from a different angle. It is having a hard time. So my solution is change it. Change it to a different hydraulic crane jack, as you can see right here. 8-ton hydraulic crane jack, which is 16,000 pounds. You name her hydraulic. Oh, double data center. There you double D data center. Yep. So, first thing, remove the old one. That was like just 2 bolts in the base, and the 1 pin going through the ram, and it's out. That didn't take much. Tilt back the arm, and the arm folds back like this and rests against the back of the rack there. So that's good. There's where the pin goes through that holds it to the jack. And there's a side view of it there. And you can see it there. Everything's folded back out of the way. There's another shot of the base. Just got the 2 holes in it for the bolts. Just got the ram there. What's the over-under on the mounting bolt pattern being the same? Oh, you ready for this, Godzillionaire? Boom, look at that. The bolts matched. The bolts went in the exact same spot. There's the brand new jack in place. And this is only a 1-ton engine hoist. So that's only good for 2,000 pounds. But I got an 8-ton jack because it was a good price and less effort for lifting stuff up. So it might take a little longer, but you're not gonna have to push as hard on the bar to lift this thing up when you're lifting up something heavy. Because we don't lift up just light things with this thing. This is lifting up some heavy pieces of equipment. You're supposed to tell management you had to spend half a shift getting the new one mount properly? You're assuming we have management, Godzillionaire. I told you, we don't have any plant manager. And nobody ever comes and checks on what I'm doing. Nobody. Nobody from management comes and looks and sees what I'm doing. So I could probably, if I didn't have a conscience, I could probably go and hide for 6 hours and no one would even know. No one would ask me what I did, and no one No one would ask like, where was I? That's it. But I don't do that. I'm a little more responsible. Now you can lift a feminist with it. Yep. Not very far off the ground. But there it is. Westward, ordered from Grainger. And now it's good to go. It's all ready to go. Also, one other thing. We have a purpose-built platform. This platform, as you can see, is built. It was built probably a long time ago. And it has cutouts where it can fit properly, as you can see on the platform. And it even had guardrails put on it that were high enough, because up here, 42 inches is the minimum for a guardrail height. So these have to be 42 inches tall. You need a 16-ton jack for that. Yeah, there you go. But because of, do you see how it's bent, misshapen? It was condemned by an engineer. He's like, this is not good. And so I got pictures of it, and this guy, there's a picture of the top view to show that there are the cutouts that need to be done precisely. This guy is getting rebuilt for us out of square tubing, so no pipe, because this one's all built out of pipe. This thing doesn't have any cross braces or anything for support. So when it was built, whoever built it did not put any cross braces in. That's important. Then it would prevent things like this from happening, the big bend. So right now, this has been taken away by a company. They are going to build the base out of square tubing. They're going to put some gussets in it, or braces, if you will. I call them gussets because they're just small little angles that go in between. And they're going to put wheels on it, and they're going to get it back to us. And hopefully it doesn't cost an arm and a leg, but they're supposed to be doing it pretty quickly for us. So yeah, that is happening as well. So anything that's purpose-built, you always try to improve it. And especially if it's something like this that has been, let's face it, this one has been beat on quite a bit, it looks like. I don't know how they bent that leg, but that's not right. If we have to stand on this platform, it's going to be dangerous now. So getting it built out of HSS, or hollow structural steel, will be a lot better for us. So that's what's happening. And I will bring you guys pictures of the new one when it shows up. And we can compare the two. Right now, this has a rating of 500 pounds. PPI means something. I can't remember what it is. Something platform number 1 or something. Anyways, 500 pound capacity. Hopefully we get better. We'll get some better plate to go on there. I think they said they're going to use bar grading. This stuff. This stuff, the rusty stuff, is not bar grading. This stuff that's it's either stainless or galvanized, that's bar grading. So they're going to change it. They're going to change it to this stuff. And I think that'll be better as well. So I will have a follow-up for you guys, probably next week. This thing is working well now. I tried it out myself. The jack works like a charm. Shouldn't give us any trouble now. And there you are. That's it, fellas. Oh, Oh, not that one. This one. Give you a little bit of Hokkaido Gals for the outro here. I just want to thank everybody that came by. I'm going to wrap her up here. You guys were great. It was fun hanging out with you guys. People like David Glenn, Godzillionaire, Veritax, Human Blaze the Cat, Tanker was here, Aris, DJ Ronnie G. Who else was here? Fabric Folds, of course. Alex Moore. Always good to see you. Anybody else that was lurking and listening? Hey, man, I appreciate you coming by. They're going to use Quebec Steel and it'll surrender. Oh, bonjour, ya cheese-eating surrender monkeys. Yeah, hey, make sure, guys, please hit that like button if you're on YouTube. I appreciate it. Tell your friends, spread the word, let them know old Pop's here. Don't forget to watch other channels while I'm not streaming. You can watch other people too, like Pacific 4 and our very own DJ Ronnie G. Brandon the Anime Guy, Carl at the RNG Podcast, Tomby, Angry Canadian, Nerd Pro Lifeform, Punk Waddle. Don't forget Infinite Metal. You can always watch Infinite Metal too. Coming up, guys, on Saturday, Retro Game Day, more Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons. I'm getting so far in that game now. Man, it's fun. Really good for a Game Boy Color game, and made by Capcom and Nintendo. So back then they were great together. Then after that, it's Sunday. Join me for Sunday Anime Chat. We're gonna have some beach episodes. You guys gotta stop by and see the beach episodes. Join me and we'll have a look at some of our favorite shows with some fine-looking waifus prancing around in their bikinis. It's always a good time. Then after that, it's Tuesday again. Join me. I'll be here. We'll talk about skilled trades. We'll see what's going on. And, I'll have more pictures, hopefully, more videos. We can all have a good look at some of the stuff that's going on there. Hopefully I'll have updates for you guys on some of the things being built. And it's getting close to shutdown, so Pop's going to have to shift into high gear here. It's time for me to go on my hero arc and try to handle all of shutdown here. This is going to be something, all right. I don't know if I'll be able to keep up with my Tuesday night trades talks. We'll have to see whether I'm working long hours. But things have to get done, so there might be some sacrifices to be made. Remember, IRL stuff comes before internet stuff. But anyways, I was glad to have you guys all here. It was fun. I hope you had a fun time. And I hope to see you guys the next time I'm streaming, which will be on the weekend. But until then, I've been Pop, and I am signing off.